All right. Greetings, everyone. This is your girl, Lesage. Today is day 22 of 28 days of self love. I have been. I have been inspired to share with you what was shared with me in my automatic writing, which stemmed from a meditation that I did today. And I'm going to read it to you. For those of you who are new to the quantum field of energy and new to how energy works and how time really works outside of this realm. Right now we kind of use time to function in the world in this dimension. However, time is really not the way we look at it. So if you're new to these types of concepts, then some of this may be a little difficult for you to grasp. However, I'm still going to share it because at some point you will have this could be your planted seed to make you go research more about what it is that I'm talking about, or whatever the case, or go into your higher self and tap into your highest consciousness, to the highest consciousness, which is something that we share. When you are able to connect with that, then you are able to see what is truth for you and what is not, and you're able to recognize certain truths when you hear it. It just makes sense. Maybe you don't recall hearing it, but when you hear it, it resonates with you. You may not understand it because it's all a process. I'm still, I feel like I'm ever expanding. So, anyways, what came to me in automatic writing, um, forgive me if you can't really understand. I was trying to write down as much as possible, and I tried to edit a little bit of it, but I didn't want to take away the essence of what was being said. So here we go. Are you a good energy manager? Do you know how to manage all of the energy that you have around you? I mean, they call it all this witchcraft talk, but no, it's what everyone does in every moment. So you may ask, does that mean that I am in manifestation creation mode all of the time? Yes, you are. Every single moment, you are making a decision on some level. When you are sleeping, your consciousness still operates in an astral realm, making decisions. Being okay with being here, not there, in your awakened consciousness, because we are all one and our connectedness places us here and there, but at the same time, neither here nor there. So basically, you need to be able to be okay with who you are, no matter where you are. At any point, you can change and move through this energy field of consciousness. So you have to accept what you are on some level, like that you're omnipresent, you are part of the omnipresent energy. So you can be here and there and at the same time, or either here or there. So um I this is I am an energy mover. I manage energy. I'm going to translate this to: you are an energy mover. You manage energy when you are walking, thinking, being, moving. Energy is what they do in churches. It's what it. They call it the Holy Spirit. This is what they do in tribal circles with the dancing and all of the other energy creations, in creating art. This is even what they do in the bank. They're managing your money, i.e., your energy. They're managing it for you. Your money and the way you move with it is your flow, which will depend on your ability to manage that energy. Everything in life is an exchange of energy. Sex is an exchange of energy. Orgasms open up a larger expansion of energy exchange. That's why sexual exchanges can affect your energy if you don't know how to transcend or move it. You will begin to know some energy investments are just not worth the expense. When you are exerting energy, you must find a way to bring it back. Really, if you see how all things are perfect in nature, you will be able to bring energy in without thinking about it. You just know where to invest your energy. It's like the stock market. You invest your energy for a return. This is what we are doing with each other every day. Between trying to manage everyone else's energy, you forget to manage your own. What is it about that? I mean, it causes chaos because while the only energy we can actually control is our own energy, we can combine our energy with like energy and create more, but we cannot control that person's energy without their permission on some level. This is what is meant by like soul groups and soul ties and agreements on the soul level. It is not meant for you to remain in one consciousness. However, the consciousness that you haven't faced, that your DNA, i.e., your lineage, has connected with, then the hidden consciousness will be constantly giving permission to the experiences of that consciousness, of that group consciousness. So um, basically the people in your that think the way you think, the things that they are affected by, you will be affected by it. And you don't realize that because you are connected with their consciousness, you are giving permission to those people in that consciousness, to the people who affect that consciousness, the attractions, the experiences. You're basically giving them permission on some level to um, create an experience for you. I'll say that much. You're allowing them to create an experience for you. But if you desire to manifest something, you must exert the right amount of energy to create it, depending on how fast or how many other experiences happen before it. If you desire to manifest something quickly, you learn things and energy moving rituals, celebrations, and you move the energy. You are an energy manager and mover. If you desire to manifest something, you don't have the right flow of energy, then the expense of energy will be taken. This is what is meant by karma. It is the mere movement of energy where you take energy, energy must be given. It is not a good or bad to it. There is only a person's experience from the energy. Of course, we are intelligent species, and that can be for us or against us. And we can believe that we are more supreme than the next man or the next thing in nature. But indeed, we are not. When we recognize our supreme nature, all of our supreme nature, everything basically in nature, then we can expand our energy to create a greater capacity of experience. Love expands, fear contracts. Just always imagine that. Like when you're sharing love, when you're doing things, it expands things. It's going to grow. But if fear causes contraction. It might can grow. It seemed like it's growing because the people in that same fear consciousness are coming together. However, it is contracting your experience. It's as a whole. And so limiting your experience, what you can experience. So our greatest deserving task will be learning to love. We already know how. We just adapted to poor examples of it. So love is what unifies and fear divides. So we divide the flow of energy when we fear. What we fear comes to our experience because we imagine what to fear in our mind and we put out the energy to manifest it in our universe. We connect it to the consciousness of others with those fears, and they continue to feed us those fears. And since we believed it on some level, we agreed to it. Therefore, it reflecting in our experience. What we feed into grows. Feed what you want to live, starve what you want to die. Think of a giant universe picture in your mind, like a big painting. There are these different circles of energy spinning around. Energy is hard to see, but think about is energy is light, just moving around. Now the universe is full of like it's just a dark picture, right? And then you have these circles of light moving around, and they're just constantly moving within each other and through each other, but they're spinning around. Some are touching, and some are not. Some are, but they're all connected somehow, and they're all this bunches of energy, right? So all of these energies, let them represent a certain consciousness. You can think of your chakras as thought centers, energy centers, thought centers. So at a certain level, they identify your chakras, they identify these are really just thought centers. They're group consciousness in that particular thought center. Root chakra, all of these things. So it's all connected, right? They just call things different names, but the very you can be conscious of anything. So to say I'm conscious, what are you conscious of? That is the question. Because not everyone is conscious of something. Consciousness is merely knowing that it is there. So if you truly wanted to know why people have giant poop, then you'll be given something in your experience to understand it. Maybe you'll just be given the information, or maybe you'll be given the experience, or maybe you'll know somebody with the experience, basically. But either way, you'll be given something because you sent the order out into the conscious universe. Your energy waitress is floating around on skates, submitting your energy to these other conscious spinning energies, and we'll call them clubs. And if it matches, they submit your energy to these other conscious clubs, and if it matches their awareness, you are allowed in the club. And you have now joined your exponential amount of other consciousness with this group. Consciousness, because they only allowed you in for that one consciousness, but they now are able to see these other forms of energy. What do we do with all of this energy? How do we manage it? It's so much coming from so many different directions. Okay, here is the trick. The highest consciousness knows that the way they became a part of that high consciousness is by observing and knowing the other vibrational consciousness exists, but having the ability and will to choose a different choice that is the highest exchange of energy for their greatest good. The ability comes with knowing all other outcomes exist and the parts of them that are individual to them make a choice that unifies their individuality in thought, deed, and action. It alchemized and transcended energy from an intention and will to make a choice or manifest the direction of energy. This allows one to manage the energy they choose to manage. They move past the energy that doesn't serve them, but they can only move past it if they know it exists. Otherwise, it'll hit them in the head. When you look at something, you transcend it and you make it real in your experience. If you choose to observe and move past it, basically giving it no energy, then you managed that energy as well. Every moment is a choice. It becomes a dance. You feel when energy needs to move in a certain direction, and your awareness allows you to move through these energy fields with grace. Expand your consciousness, and that expansion will go into your lineage. You are blessing the next generation, which is merely an expansion of you. In order to move large amounts of energy while transcending other energies, you must move in a dance with the universe. Pay attention to your feelings. There is a rhythm, and sometimes we move in and out of rhythm. But as long as we hear the beat, we can jump back on it. How you experience things in your life will be directly linked to how well you can manage your energy. Loving yourself is expanding that energy within yourself. And when things expand, they begin to move into space near another. And the reflection of our spirits could look like cotton candy marshmallow fields floating together in elevation through the fields of consciousness in the universe. So, I don't think the intention was to, uh, I think the whole idea of moving energy and setting intentions, yeah, it's a practice in itself. And that basically could give you an understanding of the idea of managing energy. But let's face it, it is definitely something you have to internalize so you can see how to practice that. And this is something that when people are learning to practice moving energy, um, they teach other people how to do it, or they try to teach other people. But again, we have to learn through our own experience how we can best move that energy. And so that is maybe this information will send you on the right path. But, anyways, I'm going to head out here. I hopefully this live stream worked, but I love you for who you are because I see straight through you, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'm sorry to the East Coast if I'm posting this kind of late, but it'll get to you. Maybe if you subscribed, then the it'll come straight to your YouTube, and you don't have to wait for me to post it on social media. Sometimes I delay the post from YouTube to social media. So, anyways, I'll holler at you tomorrow, and I hope that you have a beautiful day.